UFC 318 Max Holloway versus Dustin the Diamond Poirier. I'm here to give you my full card breakdown and predictions for the entire 14 fight card. I mean, at first, didn't really like it. Didn't really like the fight card, but I think I've come around to it, and maybe it's just because I missed the UFC just a little bit. But before we get started, we'll just quickly recap UFC Nashville, which was last week, after having a week off of the UFC, obviously. Prior to 318, we dominated. We killed 318, not just with our predictions 9-2, but also just parlays and everything around that, along those lines. And then UFC Nashville, 10-2 on the predictions, only missing Injectaku and Junior Tafa. Both of them lost, but we hit dogs in obviously Derek Lewis and also Connor Matthews, or Jake Matthews, my bad, not Connor Matthews. Jake Matthews by sub or decision, which is something we're going to get back to right now. But 10-2 overall, very solid, honestly. I mean, back-to-back weeks. I mean, honestly, past few fight cards, we've been killing it. But like I said, not just the predictions. I mean, finally, I hit a cycle. And I don't really try lottos like that, but I hit a cycle. I had Mike Davis by knockout TKO, Eduardo Mara by points, Jake Matthews by sub or points. I know I cheated a little bit with Jake Matthews sub or points. I didn't want to just take sub just in case. Ends up getting the sub plus 1,000 right there. And then, of course, parlay of the week. I mean, parlay of the week is what we really need. You know, the 2-unit parlay of the week. Chris Curtis and Morgan Charrier money line. And then we had another one, Lerone. I keep messing up these names. Lauren Murphy and Mara to end in decision, and Lewis and Teixeira to end by TKO. But it wasn't just my night. I mean, even my capper Salty, Fatima Klein knockout TKO in rounds 2 or 3, and then also her to win by knockout or TKO in general. Dog. And then also had some boxing parlays as well, because you know his specialty isn't just UFC, it's combat sports in general. This weekend we're looking to do the same thing. We're just looking to replicate the success that we've been having, not just with the predictions, obviously, but with the parlays, the parlay of the weeks, the lottos, I mean the cycles. I want another cycle. I'm craving another cycle. So hopefully we'll be able to do all of that. So of course, if you want not just all these predictions, but everything else early, along with a little bit more detail, some more write-ups, please join the Discord. It is $14.99 a month. I mean, we don't just do UFC, and you're getting a fraction. It's a fraction of the price of any other Discord for maybe 3-4 times the value. And on top of that, you will get a free first week with that monthly sub. So please join, support. It allows me to be able to do things like this for you guys. Not just the videos, but just everything in general. So I appreciate it. And let's just quickly get started, because it is a 14 fight card. And there would be some fights that I'm just going to kind of graze by. I just don't want to waste too much time. I mean, 14 fights is a lot. So we'll just quickly run through some, especially if the lines are a little too juiced, where I'm just like, why would I even waste my time here unless there's a way we can kind of sneak by it. But regardless, 14 fight card, not really top heavy, just kind of, I think a 7 throughout the card, which I'm not mad at. I'd rather a 7 throughout the card than a 6 prelims and an 8 main card. You know what I mean? I would very much rather just solid fights to watch. So let's just get started. Holloway Poirier 3. First fight of the night, Carli Judice versus Nicolle Caliari. Now, Judice did pick up her first UFC win in her last fight, and Caliari is on a losing streak. Judice will have the 6-inch reach advantage, and the 4-inch leg reach advantage is going to be major here because she's predominantly a striker. She's going to want to keep it on the feet. Caliari, the exact opposite. She's kind of green on the feet. She's going to want to take her down as much as she can. Now, Caliari did lose to Ernesta, who Judice did lose to in Contender Series, but very close. Both split decisions. I mean, she kind of just blew this fight. She had it. She had her down and everything, and she just wasn't able to capitalize too much on it. 3 takedowns, about 3 minutes of control, not too much. I mean, you know, Ernesta does scramble pretty well. And Judice, I mean, 70% takedown defense, obviously lost to Ernesta Contender Series, lost her debut by split, and then won by TKO on her last one. Now, this is a bit of a scary fight just in terms of the odds. I mean, Judice is minus 340, and I don't know if I don't love that line. I think the line is definitely very wide, but because Judice had a very close fight with Ernesta, and Ernesta beat Caliari, I think they're just like, okay, she can implement the same game plan. I will say Ernesta is just a little bit longer. She uses her range a little bit better. Judice has more power, though. She has more kicks. She has a wide range of combinations, where Ernesta's, although she does implement her kicks, she's more like just trying to find some boxing combos, trying to rip to the body. Judice is like, I'm trying to take your head off with every limb in my body. Caliari is trying to take you down, try to get your back. I mean, she's stocky. She's giving me Tabitha Ricci vibes right now. Baby Shark vibes. Striking's not there. Her jiu-jitsu's great. She's small. She's like thick. She's small. You'd think she has a lot of power in her hands, but she really doesn't, yet at least. So I think she's still trying to find that. But she needs a win here. I just don't know if she gets it. I still like Carli Judice to win this, to be honest. Although I wouldn't mind Caliari winning this, but I just think Judice is going to be is just going to be able to do enough on the feet. And then just if she starts stuffing takedowns in the second and third rounds, I mean, it's all her. I think she'll pretty much win 2 rounds pretty decisively, even if it goes to a third. So give me Carli Judice to win by decision. Okay, next fight. Bruno Ferreira versus Jackson McVey. Now, this is McVey's debut. He's coming in on short notice because Ferreira was supposed to fight Aliskerov, and now he just kind of got saved because they're giving him a debutant who he can absolutely beat. Now, there's a height differential here by 5 inches, which is kind of rough. McVey also has the 5-inch reach advantage and the 7.5-inch leg reach advantage. That's going to be good because, Bruno's going to want to stay in the pocket a lot. And McVey's going to be able to try to clinch him up, use some knees to the body, just try to tuck his head down, knees to the chin. But Ferreira just has so much power. I mean, he has so much power. He has the jiu-jitsu in his back pocket, but he's looking to take your head off, as soon as the fight starts. McVey's not bad. He's really not bad. Undefeated 4-0 in LFA. Solid fight against Garner, where Garner was trying to pressure him early. Just a lot of first-round finishes here, right? Amateurs, he had some second-round finishes. Did lose by armbar as an amateur, but you look at these records. Obviously, 2-5, 1-1, 7-3, 3-2, 4-1. I mean, he's fighting a 13-2 Bruno Ferreira, who's fought better competition than him. He lost to Boost, but then he bounced back, beat Petrosian. He beat Stoltzfus. I see McVey around this realm of the Stoltzfus area in terms of skill level. Maybe not stylistically, but skill level wise, I just think he's going to be able to do enough early. I think he's going to be able to clip him. It might not be the first round. I think McVey might have some success in the first round, and then he might just have blown his load, and then Ferreira is going to be like, now it's time to just rip to the body and beat the hell out of you. Now, in terms of the odds, Ferreira minus 650, unplayable. He should not be a minus 650. I don't care who he's fighting. I say this time and time again when there's lines like this. He could be fighting me. He should not be a minus 650. That's insane. Which, although I will say, with his power, this might be the first time when I say that. I'm like, well, maybe he should. But still, minus 650, I don't love it. Especially he had a full training camp, but not against this guy. So minus 650 is kind of nasty. McVey seemed to be always ready as well. He's not like someone who looks like he gets fat out of camp. But regardless, I still like him to win. I'm still trying to figure out a prop here. Maybe second, third round finish. I don't know if it'd be TKO submission. He might be able to get a sub. McVey's been sub before. But in terms of the official prediction, give me Bruno Ferreira to win by knockout or TKO. Next fight, Jesus. Ryan Spann and Łukasz Brzeski. Now, this is one of those fights to me that is probably the worst fight on the card. They're both coming off losses. Now, Ryan Spann's 2 inches taller and 1 inch in reach advantage, 2.5 inch in leg reach advantage. Now, he's obviously now a heavyweight, and he's, 1-1 now, because this is all light heavyweight right here. But he won his first one against OSP. Right? Was that a heavyweight? No, I'm sorry. It was a light heavyweight bout. His only sole heavyweight fight was against Waldo Cortez Acosta, and he got TKO'd. He got TKO'd in the second round, and Salsa Boy doesn't even have that much power, and he beat him up really bad. He beat him up really bad. Now, Łukasz Brzeski. To me, Łukasz Brzeski is the worst fighter in the promotion. I think he's the worst fighter in the promotion. He's 1-5. We're not counting Contender Series. He's lost 2 straight by TKO in the first round to Mick Parkin and Nzechukwu. He also did lose to Salsa Boy by TKO before. Has a win against Walter Walker. Very surprising, very shocking. Now, Ryan Spann obviously is a heavyweight now, but Łukasz Brzeski not the biggest heavyweight either, so I think it's going to be pretty even in terms of weight. Power-wise, Ryan Spann has the power to knock him out early. Now, if he blows his load, Łukasz Brzeski might coast into a decision, and that would be disgusting for the sport. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But Ryan Spann, minus 245. I'm still trying to figure out if that's a good line for him, to be honest. It's like not a bad line, because I think he can get that win. But Ryan Spann, minus 245 in big 2025. Off of his sole heavyweight fight, which was a loss. Knocked out. Brzeski's not going to do that, but if he doesn't knock him out, he might take the Walter Walker route and just coast. But I still do like Ryan Spann here. It's just scary. But regardless, give me Ryan Spann to win by knockout or TKO. Next fights, Jimmy Crute versus Marcin Prachnio. Now, this off the bat is a scary fight. I mean, we'll get to it, but Prachnio an inch taller, same reach, and Jimmy Crute has the 1-inch leg reach advantage. Now, very similar there. The battle, Australia versus Poland. His last fight, which we don't see often, draw. We see this a lot, loss. But because Jimmy Crute hasn't won a fight since 2020. I was still in my early 20s the last time Jimmy Crute won a fight in the UFC. Since then, he's lost 3 fights and has drawn 2. And it's 2025. He hasn't won a fight since 2020. He was 5-1 since before that, or 4-1, sorry. And then lost or drew 5 times in a row. Whether it's his fault or not, he just does it too much early and then he starts getting his ass beat, or the vice versa. Now, Prachnio did lose to Bukauskas by arm triangle, but he's just been picking up win-loss, win-loss. Didn't start off his UFC career very good in 2018. Comes back 2020, kind of has a nice little run, loses 1, wins 2, loses to Felipe Limes, wins, loses to Petrino, beats Devin Clark, loses to Bukauskas. If we keep doing that, what are we going to get? Probably a W. Now, here's the thing. He's prone to getting subbed. His last 2 losses in the UFC are subs. Jimmy Crute has 4 wins by sub. He has more wins by sub than he has decision wins. He's never lost a decision, which is very interesting, because every time it goes to decision, it's a draw. But regardless, 4 wins by decision, or submission, including one against Paul Craig in his UFC debut. Did lose once by submission in the UFC. Twice, Menafield as well. Twice. But Prachnio's probably not going to sub him. I think Prachnio's going to want to stay on the feet. I think he has the power advantage, I would say. But if he gets taken down, he could get drowned. We've seen it before. If he gets taken down, he could get drowned by Jimmy Crute. Early Jimmy Crute looks really good. Wouldn't hate a Jimmy Crute first round sub type of thing, or something along the lines of a finish in the first round, because after that he starts to slow down. Prachnio too, but the power's still there, and Jimmy Crute on the feet isn't the best after that first round. Not really a fan. It kind of sucks. I kind of feel bad for him. I kind of feel for him. Hasn't won a fight. Probably should win this fight, because he is a minus 295. Was 260. People are betting on Jimmy Crute. Jimmy Crute hasn't won a fight in 5 years. I just want to keep pointing that out, because it's not like I'm going to go, Prachnio's the side. Take Prachnio in everything you place this weekend. No. But I'm going to go with Prachnio. And this is going to be the first dog that I take, because I just don't trust Jimmy Crute at this point. I never really did, to be honest. I think I took him once and he drew, and I was like, I'm never gonna bet on you again. That's worse than a loss to me. So not really feeling it with him, to be honest. I'd rather just stay away from that. So I think I like this as a dog shot, the first dog shot of the night, right? There's a few that are red flags, so I might not really take the dog, but this one, I'm going to take the dog. I think that he has the power. If he can cook him in the first round. Jimmy Crute's prone to get hit, prone to just show damage on his face. None of that is great. So, and once they get sweaty, he's not going to be able to land a single goddamn takedown. So then what is he going to do? I'm not a fan. So, give me Marcin Prachnio to upset and win by TKO or decision. Next fight. Adam Fugitt versus Islam Dulatov. Now, I did not know that this was here. Oh, wow. Okay, anyways, that doesn't really matter. I have my own websites. But Dulatov is making his debut. Obviously, he's 0 feet, 0 inches tall, apparently. Let's see if I can get it here. He's 6'3", 75-inch reach. So he's taller, but Fugitt is going to have the 2-inch reach advantage. We don't know his leg reach, but he looks pretty long, pretty lanky as well. Now, Dulatov is coming from a Contender Series win where he knocked him out in the first round. He just smoked him pretty much, got the knockdown, even got a takedown. Looking scary. His hands are looking scary. Now, Fugitt is 2-2 in the UFC. Lost to Morales, lost to Malott. Beat Kinoshita and beat Quinlan. Not bad wins. I mean, TKO win and then beat Quinlan by split decision. Not bad wins at all. His losses, not bad losses either. But still, Dulatov looks scary. He just has this presence to him that's pretty scary. Honestly, his hands are gonna just be too quick, very very fast, and too quick for Fugitt. Now Fugitt's probably gonna try to wrestle. 2 takedowns. Average of fight, but 29% takedown accuracy. That's not good. He's averaging about 6 and change, 6.6, maybe 6.5 takedowns a fight. Might be able to land one. We'll see what Dulatov looks like after that first round, but he looks like a killer. I'm not gonna shy away from that. Not yet, at least. There's these spots in this card where there's certain fighters where you're just like, I want to fade you, but not yet. It's not the time yet. I don't think it's the time yet. Dulatov minus 620. Can't do that. Him by TKO minus 140, I think. Not bad. Has Fugitt ever been finished? Fugitt has been TKO'd twice, subbed once. Well, you're not getting subbed here, buddy. But Morales did put you out in the third round. And if I do my calculations correctly, I think that means Dulatov could finish you probably in the first or second round. Give me Islam Dulatov to win by knockout or TKO. Now, next fight, and remember what I just said. Ateba Gautier versus Robert Valentin. Now, Gautier is 2 inches taller. I'm shocked that he's 6'4". He looks like he's 5'8" in the ring because he's small, but he's like fucking roided up. It's crazy. His genetics are like don't make sense. But anyways, 2 inches taller, 4-inch reach advantage, 2-inch leg reach advantage. I mean, you know what everyone compares him to? He's like the middleweight Ngannou or something like that, right? That's what they call him. I think that's kind of fucked up to say, but that's what they call him because he's a monster. 2 wins, including Contender Series, both by TKO. If we just look at his, he's 7-1. He's lost 1 fight by decision, split decision, early in his career. And then he's just went on a 1-round knockout streak for 4 fights. Contender Series went to 2 rounds and then beat Jose Medina by knee. He killed Jose Medina. Beautiful to see. But Valentin's had a messed up career so far. 0-2 in the UFC. Lost to Torres Finney by split. He lost that fight. Split decision is crazy. And then lost to Ryan Loder. Bad losses. Torres Finney's not good. Ryan Loder's not good either. but I still root for him a lot. I mean, he's dangerous. He looks really good at times. I mean, his fights on the Ultimate Fighter were very fun to watch. I just guess he just doesn't. He might not have it for the big leagues, which is unfortunate and sad, but sometimes it is what it is. Gautier minus 560. Don't love it. Still a red flag fight for me because I think Valentin is very tough, and I think they're counting him out too much. We don't really know what this fella is going to look like, Gautier, after the first round, if he puts Valentin away, which he very much can. I just still don't think this is the time to fade Gautier yet. This is not the time yet. There will be a time to fade him. He's not going undefeated, I'll tell you that. Someone's going to crack him, and then he's going to be scared and tired and just shake. So that's not the time yet. But I still like Gautier here. I mean, just can't shy away from the power. Not yet. Give me Ateba, Gautier to win by knockout or TKO. Next fight. One of my favorite fights here. Now, Francisco Prado versus Nikolay Veretennikov. Now, Veretennikov is 2 inches taller, 5-inch reach advantage, 6-inch leg reach advantage. Has all the advantages anatomy-wise. Now, is he going to be able to use it? Now, he's going to want to... He's a weird fighter, I think. I don't think he's that good, to be honest. I don't even know if he should be in the UFC. 0-3, lost the Contender Series against Michael Morales, my Ecuadorian brother. Lost to Danny Barlow by split decision. Kind of a slow burner there. I mean, kind of boring. Losing to Danny Barlow by decision like this, where he landed even 3 less strikes than you, is not a good look on your part. I mean, you kind of landed a little bit. Lost the first round, same amount of strikes the second round, and then you outstruck him in the third. You started getting better, but thing about Prado is he kind of looks good throughout the fight. It's just about if he gets cracked or not. Now, lose to Austin Vanderford, just gets taken down, controlled. I mean, 9 minutes of a fight, he was controlled for 7 of them. Gets TKO'd, does some dumb shit after and pushes Vanderford. Surprised he didn't get cut, but they're giving him a really good fighter who needs a win here because Prado has dropped his last 2 and 3 of 4 fights. Now, all by decision, did beat Azaitar by TKO in the first round. He has the power, he wears the damage, but he has the power to close and shut the lights. Shut your lights out. Not bad losses. Jake Matthews, not a bad loss. As we know, hit the cycle for us last week. Zellhuber, not a bad loss at all. Jamie Malarkey, kind of a bad loss. But 2013, 2.5 years ago. Not bad. Prado, he gets hit. He gets hit more than he hits, but he still cracks. And I think he's going to be able to do that. He scrambles really well. Veretennikov is going to try to wrestle. We saw him try to wrestle his previous opponents, and they're able to just scramble really well, just reverse really well. And that's what Prado's going to be able to do. We saw Prado do that against Jake Matthews as well, where it looked like he was getting taken down, and he was like, fuck that. Never mind. Although he might be shorter, he's stockier, he has the power, he's going to try to get into the pocket, try to piece up Veretennikov. And I think he can get it done, to be honest. Maybe that's just me being biased because I do like him as a fighter, but I really do like him. Minus 156, I'm rooting for him. Hasn't moved because people are scared. People think that he can probably lose, but I still like Veretenikov's side. Not his side. I do like Prado's side here. I think this is a very winnable fight. People see the last name, the Cobb, and they're like, fuck that. Nah, not for me. I'm good. I think Prado's the better fighter. I'm rooting for him. Maybe I might be biased. I just think he belongs here, and this would be a really good win for him. I think he could probably edge it out 2 rounds to 1, maybe even win all 3 rounds. But Veretennikov does get better as the fight goes on, so we'll see. He might try to close it out at the end, but I still like Prado to win. So give me Francisco Prado to win by decision. Next fight, Marvin Vettori versus Brendan Allen. As we know, they fought in a Vegas casino. Brendan Allen is 2 inches taller, 1 inch reach advantage, 1 inch leg reach advantage. Now, pretty much similar, very equal in terms of anatomy. The 2 inches in height is the difference here, really. Brendan Allen coming off of 2 losses, but 2 very good losses. And before that, 7-fight win streak. Now, some cans in here, I'm not going to lie. But lost to Imavov where he took a round, and then lost to Fluffy Boy where he also took off a round. Especially those first early rounds. He's able to win those rounds. He's really good, and then he just starts getting drowned. Now, Vettori has lost 2 straight, 3 of his last 4, 4 of his last 6, only beating Costa, surprisingly, because he was smaller in there, and beating Dulite, where it was like kind of iffy, and then he ends up losing to Dulite in his last fight in a 5-rounder. Dulite just does way more. Won 4 rounds to 1, sorry. Now, this is interesting because I think Brendan Allen is in an interesting spot here. This is a winnable fight. Vettori, obviously, going to try to wrestle here. He's going to try to pressure him on the cage as much as possible. Is he going to be able to achieve that? I'm not too certain about it, but Brendan Allen also not the best hands. He has the combinations at times, but he doesn't have the power. Obviously, his soft ass hands. They both have soft hands, which is why I hate this fight, and which is why this is a red flag fight for me. I just don't know how. I really am still trying to figure out how this fight is gonna go because Vettori. If this was a 5-rounder, I'd be all on Vettori, 100%. Brendan Allen fades after the first round and a half, but in a 3-rounder. He can do enough in that time to win the fight, especially against someone like Vettori who doesn't really push the pace much. If he sees he has you hurt, he's going to wrestle. That's stupid. So, against someone like Brendan Allen, like you'll be able to pick up a win like that, but I just don't think he has the IQ to get it done. He really seems like he's kind of like, you know what I mean? So, Brendan Allen's fighting for something right now. I think he's still, obviously, Vettori's 31, but Brendan Allen's 29. He's in his prime. He's not great, but he's really good. And I think he's just slightly better than Vettori. Now, in terms of the odds, they love him. Minus 235 for Brendan Allen is far too much. Obviously, people are betting on Vettori because he was a minus 265. But still far too much in my opinion. Wouldn't want to take that. I don't trust him. I don't trust it. Vettori by points might be the way to go. If Vettori is a plus 180, means his points is probably plus 250. Not terrible. 260, 270 maybe. Not terrible, but I'm gonna stick with the Brendan Allen side. Give me Brendan Allen to win by submission or decision. And just in case, I know Vettori hasn't been finished, but if he were to get finished, that blockhead is never going down. We saw Cannonier put 5 rounds of. Cannonier had brass knuckles and he couldn't knock him out. So. Listen, Brendan Allen gets on your back, he might try to sub you. You never know. So, give me Brendan Allen to win by submission or decision. Next fight, Phillips versus Vinicius Oliveira. Now, this is another one where I'm like, fuck, I don't know. Vinicius, an inch taller. Phillips, 1.5 inch reach advantage. And Vinicius has the 1 inch leg reach advantage. Now, Vinicius obviously going to be looking to kick a lot. As much as possible, those calf kicks are going to work. Phillips, very quick, very technical on the feet. I mean, he's so good. Maybe just got pushed a little too quick against Rob Font. Even though I felt like that was a winnable fight for him, he just kind of fucked up. He just kind of fucked that up. Phillips, though, before that, 3-fight win streak. Only lost 1 fight before that against Paiva, which was a majority decision. But was on a kind of a roll. He's won 6 of his last 7 before losing to Rob Font. Very good. And then we have Vinicius. Hasn't lost in the UFC. 3-0. Beats Apai with that knee. Beat Ricky Simone by decision. And then beat Said. Took Said down 3 times. And controlled him for 7 minutes. He's a well-rounded fighter. And that's what people need to start to realize. He's not just a knockout artist. He can probably sub the shit out of you. Beat the shit out of you on the ground. He'll hold you there too. He has the wrestling. Now, Phillips does have the speed advantage. So is he going to be able to just try to stay away and just circle around the cage, get his offense going? Because Vinicius is going to be the one pressuring him. Now, is he going to be able to just move away, circle away, land some jabs, get his offense going, try to switch it up a little bit? Maybe. I just don't know if I want to fade Vinicius, to be honest. This is one more back-to-back fights here. I'm just like, these are the hardest fights to predict on the card. Is this one and the Vettori Brendan Allen for different reasons. The Vettori and Brendan Allen one is hard to predict because they're both ass. The Phillips and Oliveira fight is hard to predict because they're both really good and really young and in their primes, and they're looking to make that step up, that push. I think Vinicius is going to take advantage of that. Now, Vinicius is minus 164, was minus 186. People are betting on Kyler Phillips. I don't blame them. Kyler Phillips is very good. I think people are sleeping on Kyler Phillips. This should be a pick'em. I just don't think the Kyler Phillips line is high enough for me to even like it. If he was plus 150, I'd be on the Kyler Phillips train right now. You know what I mean. But minus 128, not a fan. Minus 164 Vinicius. Listen, he can get cracked too. I don't know. This fight is so confusing to me. But I think he has the power. I think he's going to be able to pressure him and just do more. I think even if he might be able to take Kyler Phillips down. And then at that point, he might be able to win some rounds. I will say if early, there could be a flash knockout. And if it happens, it's probably from Oliveira. So I'm going to take the shot because Kyler Phillips has never been finished before. He's lost by decision but never been finished. But I'm going to take the shot. Give me Vinicius Oliveira to win by knockout or TKO. Next fight, Michael Johnson versus Daniel Zellhuber. Now Michael Johnson's coming off a win, not Zellhuber. Zellhuber's 2 inches taller, 3.5 inch reach advantage, 2.5 inch leg reach advantage. Now, they've been talking shit to each other, which is shocking. Zellhuber lost to Ribovics. Shout out to Ribovics, underdog. UFC Noche, we predicted him. Plus like 180, I think. It was fire. But Zellhuber, really good. Trains out in Chicago with them boys, with them Bilal boys, right? Is it him? Or I'm thinking Bahamundez. Doesn't Zellhuber train there, or does he train in Vegas? I forget, to be honest. I'm sorry, he's at Extreme Couture. I am so sorry. He's a Vegas boy. But regardless, really good. Really, really good. His striking is good. Hasn't picked up a TKO win yet in the UFC, which is very shocking because he loves to stay on the feet. He has hurt his opponents before. Michael Johnson, 2-fight win streak. 3 of his last 4. Michael Johnson's still slugging it out. I just think I'm not even going to waste too much time here because when I show you the odds, I'm sorry, but minus 550. Minus 560 for Zellhuber is disgusting. Minus 400 was definitely where we should have went. But Michael Johnson plus 390. I'm not feeling it. I'm sorry. I'm not feeling it. I just don't think that he has it in him anymore. Listen, he's won 3 of his last 4, but he's facing a young stud here who has the reach advantage. He's going to be able to piece him up on the feet. Don't really want to worry about it too much. Give me Daniel Zellhuber to win by TKO or decision. Now, next fight. Dan Ige versus Patricio Pitbull. Now, Ige is an inch taller. Usually doesn't happen. 4-inch reach advantage and 1-inch leg reach advantage. Now, this is a banger fight. And I think this is going to be one of the closest fights, if not the closest fight, on this fight card. Now, Dan Ige is coming off of a win against Sean Woodson, also underdog that we predicted. Shout out to Dan Ige. Lost 2 before that. Diego Lopez, obviously, 30 minutes before the fight he was called. And then Lerone Murphy, he won the first round, dropped Lerone Murphy, and then Lerone Murphy started to wrestle and just really just dominate him, drown him a little bit. Beat Sean Woodson on the feet. Sean Woodson just wasn't able to do enough, And the power shots from Ige were just too much. So now, Patricio, 1 loss, one UFC fight, 1 loss. Just didn't let his hands go, didn't have any urgency. Yair did get a knockdown. Yair just looked good. I think he was scared of Yair's kicks. Not going to have to worry about that with Ige. Ige throws some hard calf kicks, but it's not of the Yair where, you're like, where Dan Ige is looking to kick you here and Yair's like, like on some ninja shit. So something Pitbull's not going to have to worry about. He might try to wrestle, but Dan Ige, them boys, those Eric Nixick boys, they know how to stuff a takedown. So that might not be the way for Pitbull. Now, Pitbull's also chinny. Dan Ige has the power. Danny is going to be there for five rounds, for 3 full rounds. Is he going to be able to find that shot against Pitbull? He might be able to be honest. Now, Pitbull, though, if you know him, and we were on the Pitbull side against Yair, and it was stupid. All of them Bellator boys, I mean, they're really disappointing me right now. But I'm going to give Pitbull one more chance. Because this is a winnable fight. And for what he wants to do in the UFC, although he's like 38, he needs this win, this caliber of win. Because, okay, you lost to Yair. That's fine. People are saying Yair's going to fight for a belt again. He shouldn't. But he's a title contender. Danny Ige is not a title contender. He's a ranked fighter. You need this win, because if you lose these two, where do you go from this? Pitbull probably has one more fight in his UFC career, and then he's gone. This is a winnable fight, and I think he can pull it off. Now, Pitbull, plus 164. Don't hate it. People are taking Ige a lot. Was minus 174 plus minus 215 now. So people are on the Ige side. I just think Pitbull is going to be able to do enough through 3 rounds. Now, like I said, Ige is going to be in there for 3 full rounds. He's never been finished. So that's a bit scary. But I still think that he's going to be able to get it done. So give me Patricio Pitbull to win by decision. Kevin Holland versus D-Rod. Now, Kevin Holland's 2 inches taller, 7-inch reach advantage. But D-Rod has the 1-inch leg reach advantage. That leg reach doesn't mean shit for D-Rod, because I don't think he's ever thrown a leg kick in his life. Now, Kevin Holland is coming off of 2 wins. Beat Gunnar Nelson, beat Luque by submission a month and a week ago. What? 6 weeks ago? 6 weeks ago, let's just say. Fuck it. 6 weeks ago. D-Rod, also on a 2-fight win streak, beat Ponzinibbio by TKO in the 3rd round, was fire. We were on the Ponzi side. Didn't turn out that way. Beat Moreno by split, but then lost 3 fights prior to that. He's been in the UFC for quite a while now. Since 2020. Not really fighting for his job, I think, to be honest. And we know Kevin Holland. This is going to be interesting. I think that Kevin Holland could win however he wants, right? But my fear of him taking him by like sub or something is that he's not going to wrestle. He usually finds himself in those positions on the feet. Is D-Rod prone to getting sub like that? I don't really know. I don't really think so. I think maybe a club and sub. But if he gets clubbed, Kevin Holland's not looking for the sub. He's looking to club you some more. Let his hands up at that point. So he's going to be just hammer fisting. So I like the Kevin Holland side. Obviously, disgusting line. I would never take minus 500 for Kevin Holland. But I still do think that he wins. So I'm going to take, obviously, 2 out of the 3. But I'm going to leave sub out. Give me Kevin Holland to win by TKO or decision. Now, next fight. We have Paulo Costa versus Kopylov. Now, Costa hasn't won a fight in a long time. He's 1 inch taller, but Kopylov has the 3-inch reach advantage and the 1.5-inch leg reach advantage. Now, we'll start with this Costa boy. Costa hasn't won a fight since Luke Rockhold in 2022. He's 1-4 in his last 5 fights, losing to Adesanya, Vettori, where he should have won against Vettori because he was bigger, lost to Whitaker, and then lost to Sean Strickland. Now, a split to Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland won that fight. That's crazy. Regardless, was in there for 5 rounds. Has the gas tank to do it. Kind of hesitant though. I think he was scared of gassing out. Kopylov, 2-fight win streak. Lost to Fluffy. Not a bad loss at all. Lost his first 2 fights in the UFC, and then he had 1-4. Lost to Fluffy. Then beat Caesar and beat Chris Curtis. Now, he's beat a lot of fighters. I was going to say a lot of good fighters. He's beaten a lot of fighters. None are in the level of Paulo Costa. Now, Fluffy's better than Paulo Costa. But he lost to him by sub in the 2nd round. And he didn't win. He wasn't winning that 1st round either. He was getting dominated. The wrestling's going to offset. Paulo Costa has great takedown defense, 80%. He does get hit, but he's a slugger too. Those kicks are hard. Those body kicks, he's just a big, stocky fuck. So I think he can win a round off of Kopylov. I don't think Kopylov finishes him. Does he win 2 out of the 3 rounds? He could. I don't know if I want to be on that side, to be honest. I still lean Kopylov, but it's tough. I think like I said, he's not going to be able to wrestle him. So how much is Kopylov going to be able to do on the feet to be able to win this fight? It's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. He could probably get it done, but Costa, very heavy hands. He can win 2 rounds just off power, brute power, just showing, just optics wise. He can win this. So scary. Kopylov minus 265. That is not the way to go. That is a terrible line here. It's a terrible line because Costa's 1-4 in his last 5. But look at who he's fighting and look at who Kopylov is fighting. It's not like Costa is like 48 or something. Like, how old is Costa? What is he, like 33? He's 34. How old is Kopylov? He's 34. May 4th, 1991. April. He's 2 weeks older than him. I'm going to go Kopylov, but this is probably the most uncertain I've been in this entire fight card. I think Costa can win a round. Take him plus 3.5 spread. I think he can win a round. Does he win the fight? We'll see. But regardless, give me Roman Kopylov to win by decision. But Jesus, that's a nasty line. And main event, Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier. Now, both are coming off of losses. Max is 2 inches taller, but Dustin has the 3-inch reach advantage, and Max has the 1.5-inch leg reach advantage. Very big. Max is going to be throwing that kick a lot, and as we know, stick and move. Dustin's more of a slugger. He's going to want to stay in the pocket. There's not much to say in terms of these two fighters because you probably know them a lot. You know them very well. You know their styles. It's really funny. Their shorts look like they're going to the beach. Like, right? Or they're going like Split Splash or something. Anyways, now Max has only 1 fight at lightweight. 2 fights. He lost his first one to Dustin a million years ago, 2019. But his real lightweight fight was against Justin Gaethje, where he knocked him out in the last second of a 5-rounder. Was decisively winning that 4-1. Just looked really more filled in. Now Dustin is also coming off of a loss against Islam. Some mixed results, but look at who he's losing to. Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira. He's beating good fighters. BSD, Michael Chandler, Connor, twice. Dan Hooker, great fight. Probably lost that, but great fight still. Depends on who you ask. But regardless, great fighter, but he's retiring. You have 1 foot out the door. You're shorter. Max is hungry. He just got TKO'd. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh, what is Max going to look like after getting knocked out by Ilya? We don't know. I guess we're going to find out. I don't think it's going to do too much because, listen, he's filled in now. He's fighting heavier people now, but he's also heavier. He's also bigger. His head is bigger. His body's bigger now at 155. I think he's going to stay here at 155. Hopefully he didn't lose too much weight, but cutting to fight Ilya. But I still think that he's going to be able to get it done through 5 rounds. He looked really good against Gaethje. Game plan is going to be very similar. Is he going to have to worry about the grappling? Maybe a little bit more here. Dustin might try to clinch him up, push him to the cage a little bit. But I think he's able to get out of those situations and just push him away. Keep doing his work on the feet. Can Dustin crack him? Maybe. Doesn't hit that hard, though. I don't think he hits that hard. I think he's more precision than power. Same thing with Max. Precision. Well, way more precision, actually, than anything else. So I think it's going to be a close one. It could be 2-2 going into the 5th. Who knows? But I still like Max here. I think, listen, he's hungry for 155. I think he's going to be able to make a push here. Dustin's 1 foot out the door. I know it's in his hometown, but he's going to retire. He beat Max twice. Okay, those literally do not matter here. I don't care what you say. Those fights do not matter here. If the only reason why it would matter is on Max's side for motivation. I can't lose 3 times, twice, to 2 different fighters. Give me Max. Now Max, right now, minus 142. Kind of nasty, not going to lie. Just wait. He's not going to be minus 142 forever. He's going to close out at minus 120. Before the fight, people are going to be taking Dustin a lot. So this line will not be minus 142. I guarantee it. Just stamp this. I think it will be minus 122 by fight time. Maybe even less. People will be hammering 50, 100 grand on Poirier. But I still like Max. Give me Max Holloway to win by decision. And that caps off UFC 318. What a time we've had. That was fun. 14 fights, 14 bangers. We've been absolutely crushing these cards. We've just been crushing these cards. And I'm looking to do the same here. 14 fights. A lot of red flag fights. I might not, I know I predict like a Kopylov. I wouldn't take Kopylov. I would take Paulo Costa plus 3.5. Just in case. Things like that, But these are things that you won't be able to hear from me within these next few days unless you're on the Discord. So this is why I say please join. You get 7 free days. That kind of goes almost into, you'll pretty much get all the write-ups and everything for next week's fight card for free as well if you sign up by the time this video comes out. $14.99 a month. You don't just get UFC. You get tennis, baseball, football when that's back. And then you don't just get everything from me. You get my cappers, all my cappers information and his picks as well. Not just this as well. It's just boxing, all kind of combat sports. If you have BKFC and all that other nonsense that people fight on. So please join. And as always, please like, subscribe. Of course, follow me on TikTok as well. If you know me, it's probably from there, from my old 15K account. Now I have a new one, trying to get that one up. But I appreciate you all. I hope we have a banger card. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Let's keep cashing.